welcome to the Not My Scene podcast, the podcast where we explore different scenes, communities, subcultures, and corners of the internet and tell you what we find. I'm Yarden.
And I'm Kaya. How's it going?
It's going well. Our topic today is we're diving into the world of Wikipedia contributors.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't know. I think Wikipedia is a good time. I've never gotten as into it as some people are. I feel like some people, especially boys, are just scrolling Wikipedia at night, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I scroll other things, and I'm a little jealous of the boys who scroll Wikipedia at night because I do think it's maybe a more productive way of consuming online content. If I was reading about the Roman Empire until 2 a.m., that's probably better than me just watching reels that are 2 months old. But no, I haven't really gotten into Wikipedia either. I think it has always come a little too close to studying for me to stay focused online.
Yeah, but what I thought was super interesting about it is I feel like it's kind of transformed in public perception. I remember when we were in school, I feel like teachers would say you can't use Wikipedia as a source, and now I feel like it's one of the places I go when I'm I need the definitive answer about what something is.
Yes. No, I had the same thought. I feel like Wikipedia was every syllabus. They were no citing Wikipedia, and it seemed so frowned upon in an academic setting to use it as a source, even though you can go to the bottom and take the source of whatever sentence you're copying. But when I was kind of diving into what are the purposes of Wikipedia and why do people care about it and why are they, contributing to it, it's amazing to me how committed seemingly these contributors are to getting the facts right and preserving history. And I feel like if these history professors knew, it seems like a much more serious endeavor than I initially anticipated, based on just how it was treated in school.
Yeah, definitely. And I read a little bit of this book by this woman, Amy Breckman, who writes about online communities. She wrote this book, Should You Believe Wikipedia? And she very strongly thinks that, yes, you should believe Wikipedia. And talks about how there have been, studies where groups of just regular amateur people can categorize or get to the truth of something better than a single scientist in the subject. I think she talked about an example that was categorizing stars or something in space. But extending that idea to Wikipedia, just the fact that so many, it's such a large number of people that are collaborating on it, inaccuracies can't really last. And they've done studies, they found that vandalism was removed in 1.7 minutes if it involved in the vicinity, and 2.8 minutes if it was a mass deletion. So people are really watching.
They're on it. Yeah, we should say for the listeners, vandalism, it might be self-explanatory, but that's basically the act of defacing a Wikipedia page, doing something unsavory, a bad edit.
Yeah. And anyone can do whatever they want. There's no for the most part, there's not really restrictions. I could go in and edit a page and just put bullshit.
Have you ever edited a Wikipedia page?
No, well, okay, technically I did because I made a user page for us.
Oh, cool. Watch this space. We're going to be on Wikipedia soon.
All I did, though, was add my alma mater, and it's a little banner. Have you seen, people's user pages?
No, I haven't. Well, I've seen, user interactions on, Wiki Talk pages, but I haven't looked at, a personal user's page yet.
It's cool because I don't know, people are putting a lot of info, and it almost reminds me of I don't know, like an older form of social media, like MySpace or something. Like you can put all these different banners. Some of them are so niche. This one person, she has on here, this user contributes using a Mac and doesn't know why Windows was ever invented. This user
It's very MySpace.
This user believes daylight savings time increases residential air conditioning used during the summer. Like, this is so random. But like they
That
also
is so funny.
will put like their gender, where they live, like just a bunch of stuff.
ASL.
ASL. Yeah.
It's interesting too, the idea that anyone can edit a page. I think something else that I didn't understand until I started diving into Wikipedia is how it seems like there's a lot of like cattiness and protectiveness by Wikipedia editors because anyone can edit a page. So people are super protective of the pages that they work on. And I think that's probably partly why things get like reverted so fast. If anyone else goes in to try and edit them, people will guard their pages very closely. And those are called like quote unquote pet pages. And I went down this whole rabbit hole of, it's so interesting, like Wikipedia is so meta because there's Wikipedia pages for like everything about Wikipedia. Like the Wikipedia page is so long, but they also have a Wikipedia page of, it's called Lame Edit Wars.
Oh, that's
and it just
funny.
like details all of these really long-standing feuds between certain Wikipedia editors about like a particular topic, and they're all like very goofy things, but it's just like people who start to invest so much energy fighting over a particular edit on a given page because they just get obsessive about it. Like I saw one example about whether or not Nelly Furtado is Canadian or Portuguese Canadian, and so I guess like
funny.
just constantly people are adding Portuguese hyphen in front of Canadian in the citizenship and nationality bucket on Wikipedia for her.
Yeah, and like so every single Wikipedia page has a corresponding talk page where a lot of like the arguments about these edits happen. So like if you don't want to just go ahead and make a change, you can go to the talk page and make a change there, which is basically like a forum, and people get snarky there too.
I bet.
Yeah, I saw one that was like about the record label Island Def Jam Motown.
I'm familiar.
And someone said, several articles have recently said Island Def Jam Motown rather than Island Def Jam. How do we all feel about potentially changing this article's title? I think that the best sign of the change would be for Island Def Jam's website to change its info, because that would be a clear indicator of a change. However, UMG company press release referred to the company as Island Def Jam Motown, and then someone replied and said, fuck you, give back Motown, pussy. You know you stole it when I was 17, punk, which I don't even get.
Oh my god, so they've been beefing for like years, I guess, these two users.
Yeah.
Punk.
Punk is an underrated insult.
Totally. It's interesting too because like I don't know, when we think about like who is confirming information and where are we citing our sources from when it comes to Wikipedia, like particularly now in the context of AI, I'm not even going to pretend to be able to like speak about AI in an articulate manner, but I do feel like forums like Wikipedia are going to become more important now that we have like ChatGPT, where I don't know what your experience is, but like literally every time that I Google anything and the Google AI like tries to give me the answer, it's so wrong.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because like I think my understanding is that these like big AI LLMs, like the large language models, they use Wikipedia as a major source to inform themselves. But also AI is starting to edit Wikipedia, since like anyone can edit Wikipedia. So
wait, really?
Yeah, this is like, I saw this wiki project on Wikipedia, and it's basically a group of people who It's called the Wiki Project AI Cleanup, and it's a collaboration to combat the increasing problem of unsourced, poorly written AI-generated content on Wikipedia. And I think part of this is like human users using ChatGPT and other forms of AI to help them edit Wikipedia pages. Like, I don't think that a ton of it is like AI going.
Like, it's not like AI itself. Like clicking like edit page.
I don't think so. Very dark. But like, I found this paper from some Princeton students. Here, I'll cite my sources. Princeton students named Brooks, Eggert, and Peskoff, and the paper is called "The Rise of AI-Generated Content on Wikipedia." And they found that like 5% of newly created English Wikipedia articles in the month of August were flagged as AI-generated with whichever model they were using.
Wait, what percent?
5%, which is like kind of a lot when you think about, that there's like 13 million edits on Wikipedia every month and 5 edits per second. So like a ton of, the volume of edits that's happening overall is super high. But it's interesting to start thinking about like if AI is relying on Wikipedia and then also people are editing Wikipedia using AI but not like site checking.
It's just circular.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm grateful to all these Wikipedia contributors who are like doing the work and are so dedicated to doing this like community research in the world of AI.
I don't like that some of it's AI generated. Also, like, because I feel like that is what makes it feel like a good source, is you're like, people's eyeballs are on this and people's fingers are in people's minds. It's like a community effort to make this factual. It's kind of similar to how we'll Google something and put Reddit at the end, because it's like, I trust just like these people that are putting their names against it or their usernames against it rather than like...
We choose Wikipedia over WikiHow. Like, we do not believe these like internet generated things. We want like real humans.
If you just Google something and open random pages, you don't know if is this content sponsored by a company that's just trying to like get you to buy something or like have some ulterior motive. Like, there are so many policies within Wikipedia to prevent that and have a neutral point of view.
Mm.
Yeah.
We can go over maybe the 5. Did you see the 5 pillars of Wikipedia?
No, I don't think so.
All right. They are, number 1, Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. Are you on board?
Yeah.
Number 2, Wikipedia is written from a neutral point of view. There we go.
Yeah.
No sponsors. Number 3, Wikipedia is free content that anyone can use, edit, and distribute, which is so slay. Like, have you ever donated to Wikipedia? We really should after this episode.
No. Yeah, we should. And you all should too.
Yeah. Not my sceners rise. Wikipedia might not be sponsored, but Not My Scene could be sponsored by Wikipedia, if you know what I mean. Number 4, Wikipedia's editors should treat each other with respect and civility. This is something I want to return to later in the episode, because I have a very tumultuous story that lacks respect and civility. And then number 5, Wikipedia has no firm rules, which is kind of funny.
That is funny. I guess by firm, is that because like I know all of their policies themselves are editable?
Yeah, I think that's right. And it's like basically anything that the community can agree upon will be how the community proceeds. Like, I was looking into their dispute resolution procedures, and they have like an arbitration committee that gets elected that will like preside over dispute resolution, but the committee itself will never rule on like what a particular edit should say. They'll only rule on like the conduct of the editors. And so it's always it's like, as long as an editor is like acting in good faith and like following the community guidelines, that's like really all they care about. So it's definitely keeping the power with the people.
It's so cool. Like, it's such a good like experiment in like self-governance and like just like people doing this because they want to. Like, nobody's getting paid. Like, I don't know. It's very heartwarming.
It
That, like,
is. I
this
agree.
is the result, you know, like it's such a good result.
Totally. No, I completely agree. I saw somewhere too that I guess I don't know if this is Wikipedia drawing this analogy, but they were on the Wikipedia page for their arbitration committee. They compared it to like Quakerism.
I don't
So
know enough about Quakerism.
me neither, but I it just was funny to me that it's like based on a
That is
religious
funny.
means of resolving conflict.
Yeah.
They love to cite their sources on Wikipedia. Yeah, no, I think it's really kind of a beautiful thing. And
Yeah.
there's definitely a lot of cattiness from what I see online. And I will say, like, it does seem like it's almost, maybe not anymore. I saw a statistic from 2008, which is obviously very old, that said that only 13% of Wikipedia editors in 2008 were female, which is kind of brutal.
That's
So I think
brutal.
that there's some, like, despite their best efforts to be neutral, there's definitely some bias getting written into a lot of these pages. But
Yeah, and I know there's an effort to, it's called like making women blue, which just means like we want more like articles about women. So like something will be blue on a Wikipedia page if it has like a hyperlink to another article.
right.
So yeah, I saw that tag actually under someone's user page. It says this user makes women blue.
You could say make women purple, so it's like blue but clicked on, so they're purple.
Oh, that would be good. Like we want
Mhm.
people to read about the articles.
Yeah, don't just
Yeah,
make them
no-
blue.
Yeah, make them purple.
It's very sweet. I feel like it's very like dedicating yourself to be a scribe, you know? Like you're just like committed to
Yeah.
the pursuit of like truth and history and knowledge.
Yes,
Um,
it's like what's that guy in Game of Thrones? The guy that just like is his job is just to like read books.
the one who doesn't have balls. The
No.
bald guy? No.
No.
Uh-oh. We could use Wikipedia for this in a split second and figure out who it is. It's his job just to read books.
He's like like the guy that just
Oh!
studies.
Yeah. The guy that Samuel Tarley, I think is his name, goes to study with. It's like the libraries of Alexandria, but it's not that.
Oh, I think that's who I'm thinking of is Samuel Tarley.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, okay. I was thinking of like the broader community he joins, but yes, love him.
Okay, the broader community would be like would be the Wikipedia community.
Yeah, and Samuel Tarley would have a little thing that says "Make women blue" because he is such an advocate for the girl from
Gilly?
Skins, Gilly from Skins. Exactly. Yeah. Cool. All right. Should we talk? Should we talk Wikipedia?
Have we not been?
Well, I have. Should we talk Wikipedia drama? Should we get into the lore?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
do it.
Cool. Oh, actually, before we do that, I want to talk about conventions.
Oh yeah, or like in
This
like
is just something
meetups and stuff.
Yeah, I didn't know that this was part of the community before I started looking into it, and I think this is really cool too because Wikipedia is like so online that it's sweet to me that there's like a real
Yeah.
physical element to it.
Me too. Like I didn't even think of it as like something we could get into in person, but it is. They have meetups and like they have edit-a-thons, which is cool. They have like pages. It might be more like on the meta wiki, which like the meta wiki is the community. It's so meta. The community site for the Wikimedia Foundation's projects. And they'll have like stuff about meetups and stuff there, and people will share like photos. So I was looking through the photos from some of them. There's this one that's like the Wikipedia Malaysia meetup, and it's literally 3 people, and one
Hell
of
yeah.
them is like in some kind of superhero cosplay.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably doing a huge amount of work, especially if they're like making Wikipedia pages in other languages.
Oh yeah. Speaking of like huge amount of work, when I was like going through people's user pages, this one person who is a lady, she's the one that believes daylight savings time increases AC use. Um, anyways, she also wrote something that is okay. So within your user page, you can like write articles, but they're not like really articles because they're like under your user. Like it's not part of the encyclopedia. So it could be more like a personal essay, I guess.
A manifesto on air conditioning and daylight savings time.
Yeah, but she has one that says that's just called I Am Going to Die. And it's about what it would take to replace her in terms of Wikipedia contributions.
Oh my
And
God.
she said, I firmly believe that I am not irreplaceable. However, I also don't think I'll be easy to replace. Looking at the numbers, here's what we need to replace me. And it goes through and it's like 10,000 people need to create an account. 30,000 of them will make a first edit. And it like basically goes down and down to like one of those original 100,000 accounts will eventually match my volume.
That is wild. I mean, it's kind of a funny way of thinking about it. Like, if you're just like, okay, what is the base statistic of like 1,000 people creating an account? Like, I would probably just think about it like, what's the likelihood that there's just like how
Another
often will one
person
of me come along?
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's kind of the
I guess
same
that is
thing,
what she's
isn't it?
doing. Yeah, she's just being more quantitative about it. She's being smarter about it.
She also like talks about like trends over time and says the number of active editors has been pretty flat for about a decade.
I believe that. I feel like Wikipedia, it just seems like an early internet thing to me.
Yeah.
And it probably was more exciting earlier on when there was like so much to do. Whereas now it's mostly like maintaining and revising pages.
I know. That's kind of like what, but I guess there's always like new things happening, you know, like I'm sure there's a Wikipedia page about Brat.
Oh, for sure. And like I saw, this is kind of sadder, but like a celebrity died over the weekend, and I saw like on Wikipedia like how it said like last revised like 2 minutes ago, and I had gotten the like Pop Crave tweet notification that they died like 3 minutes ago, and someone had like jumped on so fast to like say that they had died.
That's wild. I guess like if you are super eager to be making edits and you're like, yes, something changed, I can make an edit.
Yeah, you have tweet notifications on for Pop Crave.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of think, honestly, if I was a Wikipedia editor, I think I would prefer to be a reviser, not a draft from scratcher. But that's just my personality. I think it would be fun to get to like make little tweaks instead of having to write everything about a topic.
I did intend to do that. Like when you first make an account, they'll like give you suggestions on things to edit, like especially for like newbies. It'll be like go through these pages just for like copy editing, like fixing like grammar and stuff like that. And I'm like, I don't want to read this really, really random page and like look for grammar mistakes. Or then like they also will suggest ones like these are pages that don't have enough like categories, so you could try to add categories. So I was like maybe gonna do that. I think I could do that.
I think you could do that too. I would be more of the grammar part, I think. Like I could see going through a ton of pages and just trying to like push the Oxford comma on them as many times as I could. I'm sure that's a point of contention on Wikipedia. Do you think that you could be a Wikipedia editor, like while we're on this topic?
I actually think that like now that I have an account and stuff, well, we have an account through the podcast email, I'm not gonna probably seek it out, but like just like as I'm reading Wikipedia articles, if I like see something, I would like try and edit. Yeah,
that's cool.
But it's hard, like you really have to have a citation for everything. Like you can't just like put in something,
It seems like the people who were saying that Nelly Furtado was Canadian Portuguese were not citing their sources. But it does seem like I would rather be able to just go in and like feel out like, oh, I know that's not true. But to have to like, where do you go if you're
If you
You
can't go to
cite
Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Do you think you would become a Wikipedia contributor?
I think there's like aspects of the community that really appeal to me. Like it's super online. It's kind of like obsessive and addictive, which I could see myself like getting wrapped up. Like I could see myself spending like hours on a Wikipedia page and then being like, "Oh my God, what have I been doing for like 2 days?"
Yeah.
You know? But I don't think that it would be a sustainable community for me to join unless it was more casual, like you said. I like the idea of like being able to tweak something little, and I think that's like probably an important role in the Wikipedia community.
Yeah.
Like what you were saying, like it's better to have like thousands of people, and obviously like thousands of people can't all be like meaningfully editing a page every day, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, I like to think of myself as a Samuel Tarly in that respect.
There's also like a policy that it can't be original research. It like specifically has to be like something that came from somewhere else, because Wikipedia is a record of human knowledge, viewpoints, and summaries that already exist and are expressed elsewhere.
Interesting. So, like, if I have a crazy experience, I would have to like record it or tell you about it, and then you could edit the Wikipedia page.
I think that would still be like like too much of like a primary source. Like I think that it would have to be like published somewhere. Like I would have to write an article about it, and then you would, and it would have to be like in like a reputable source.
So we should just start talking about whatever we want to say on Wikipedia on the podcast, and then we can cite to the podcast whatever we want to.
And also there
changes.
Like are rules about notability. Like you can't just like make a page about like you couldn't make one about me, let's just say that.
Could we make one about Not My Scene?
Not yet.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Like, because I assume they have a limited amount. If it's all free, I don't know how they're paying for like the server space.
The donations.
But like it makes sense that they would have to limit the notability of things, because they can't just create like infinite web pages, I would assume.
I think it's also like, I feel like it's more, there's more of a reason than that though. Like it's like part of kind of like their standards, like, and like, I don't know.
They're like, we could pay for it, but we're not going to stoop that low.
Oh, like, okay, this is kind of to transition us into the stories. Like, if you make like a page like that's like too long for how important the person is, like that will get flagged. Like,
that's so funny. It's like so rude.
Can I just talk about, I know. Can I just talk about the titty guy? Because he also did that.
Yes, let's talk about the titty guy.
Okay, so titty guy. So there was this user named Neelix, Canadian guy. And he was like a very well-respected like Wikipedia contributor. Like he'd done a lot of high-quality work. Which is part of the reason why it took so long for his mischief to get noticed. And basically, he was actually even more than a contributor. He was an admin. So that means, I think if you're an admin, like your pages don't go through review or something. He was really...
Okay, I also know admins have to get like elected basically by other Wikipedia users. So it's like a very prestigious position for someone to hold.
Yeah, so he was abusing his power. He created thousands of inappropriate redirects, so actually over 80,000, and they were pretty much all like permutations of the word like tits and boob for every single like breast-related article. So
wait,
like,
what is it? What do you mean by redirect?
So it would be like, basically like he would create ones like for like, so there's an article called like for breast cancer, very serious topic. He would like create a redirect for titty cancer, which basically means like if someone like searched titty cancer in Wikipedia, it would be like, it would come up with like a little page and it would be like redirects to breast cancer or whatever. And like from breast cancer, it also like on the page, it'll like say all the pages it redirects to.
Okay, so if you went to breast cancer, it wouldn't take you to titty cancer, but it would say like
No.
also titty cancer.
Yeah, basically.
It was subtler. His crime was subtler.
Like he wasn't creating
sense.
a separate page for it. Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, like titty pumping, like for like breast pumping, and like
So heinous.
for breast reconstruction, he did one for Booby Builder.
Oh gosh. What would possess someone to do this? Like you amass all this power, you're like so well respected in your community, like, and then you're like titty bumper.
And like he didn't like acknowledge that he was trolling at all. Like he just said, "I apologize for creating unusual redirects. When creating them, I did not think the community in general would be against them. Again, I'm very sorry." Like,
that is such bullshit. He's like, I thought those were like real synonyms. I was just trying to expand Wikipedia and I was committed to the truth.
I know.
That's so funny.
And then it was also funny because, yeah, so I was talking about how you can't like write too long of an article. And like it said with dozens of users poring over Neelix's edit history, other issues came to surface. In 2013, Neelix had created an article about Tara Tang, the 2011 winner of the Miss Canada beauty pageant. Tang's pageant win and her subsequent activism, blah, blah, blah. It granted enough notability for a Wikipedia article, but his was like too detailed. It was
like scary detailed.
Yeah, like people were like, "This is he's a stalker." He created a 5,600 word article, which is longer than the article on the Dalai Lama.
Oh my god! Make me your Dalai Lama. That is crazy. I wonder if he thought that this was like I feel like if I was a stalker, that is like such a public way to be. Like, if I found a scary Wikipedia page about me, the first thing I would look at is, like, who wrote this? But maybe he thought it was, like, you know, creating a shrine to Tara Tang. Like, he thought she would like
There's, like, truly, like, no good explanation for it. And, like, yeah, he's, like, really pulling, like, I don't know, just, like, such insignificant things, such as, like, Tang appeared unannounced at a restaurant in February. Like...
Like, unannounced to him. He was at the restaurant and saw her.
No, but
so
he was,
scary.
like, exciting and everything. No, and
what do you, like, to paparazzi stuff? That's crazy.
Like, the Vancouver Sun. Like,
it's like, I may be a creep, but at least I'm citing my sources as a creep. Wow.
It's not a good look combined with the titty redirects.
No, one on its own might be like good clean fun, but definitely not a good look combined.
No, and also this linked me to a Wikipedia criticism forum called Wikipediocracy.
Okay.
Like, because they had
Idiocracy,
I guess. So they had there was like a blog post about his shenanigans with the Tara Tang piece. But it's just like also funny to me that there's a whole forum of like people that are such Wikipedia haters. Like,
I feel like this has to be people who used to be on Wikipedia,
and
have
like
gotten fed up with the shenanigans or ostracized or banned for some reason.
Yeah.
And now they're just like putting all that Wikipedia energy into taking it down.
And the logo for it is like the Wikipedia logo upside down.
Dark wiki. That's so funny.
And like
it's like the cross upside down.
The purpose is to examine the corruption there along with the structural flaws and to inoculate the unsuspecting public against the torrent of misinformation, defamation, and general nonsense that issues forth from one of the world's most frequently visited websites, the encyclopedia that anyone can edit.
Anyone derogatory. That is wild. So what happened? He got banned, I assume.
All the pages got deleted, and I think he just left.
It's crazy to dedicate so much of your time to doing free labor and then to just like blow it all up for this like kind of half-baked joke.
This is crazy. He did keep his admin privileges.
That is crazy.
He just was banned from creating redirects, but he voluntarily gave up his adminship and retired from Wikipedia.
Wow, that's so... He must have felt so good at first, though. They're like, you're such a good admin. Like, we can't take that away. We need you. Like, you are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
That's
it would
wild.
take millions to replace you. Yeah.
Okay, well, this brings me to... I have a story for you as well. And this is another story of corrupted leadership at Wikipedia. Have you heard about Lourdes?
No, tell me.
Okay, I don't know do you know how to pronounce the name Lourdes, like the Spanish name?
I think that's right, what you're
Lourdes.
saying.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is a story that I found on Twitter. So thanks to the Twitter user Depths of Wiki for this beautiful retelling. This is a story about another admin.
Okay.
So for a few years, there was a Wikipedia editor named Lourdes who would occasionally drop like very subtle hints that her true identity was this woman named Lourdes Hernandez Gonzalez, who's like a moderately popular indie musician from Spain.
Okay.
It's like micro celebrity in Spain in the musical space.
Like,
and
who would you compare her to, like, in the U.S.?
That's tough. Maybe like a Julia Jacklin. Is she too famous?
Well, when she's Australian, but I'll give you that.
Okay, wait. Let me. How about like a Gracie Abrams 4 years ago?
Okay. She was stuck in the Kia asylum.
Yeah.
It's way too online for most people to get.
Okay, yeah. So let's say Gracie Abrams, she's like Gracie Abrams if her dad wasn't J.J. Abrams, and she was like maybe where she would still be now.
Yeah.
Gracie, no, I like Gracie, don't come for me. So basically everyone on Wikipedia was like, cool, like, we know your Lourdes, but like, we respect it. Like, cool to have a micro celeb on the forums. And the hints were pretty subtle. Like, it seemed like Lourdes was trying to keep her identity somewhat under wraps, which this Twitter user says is not unusual for Wikipedia editors. You know, kind of like a Batman, like you have your own online identity. So it was kind of like an open secret on Wikipedia. And in general, people tried to respect her privacy. I think it's also cool because she's like this very cool indie, like, female rock star, which is like kind of not what you would normally expect for maybe a Wikipedia editor. So people were excited to have her there. Anyways, she's super active on Wikipedia in between her career as a rock star. So 5 years ago, Lourdes runs for adminship, like Titty Guy, and she passes. And, you know, this is like only a few hundred people are admins, so it's a big deal. She has a lot of power. As an admin, Lourdes was spending an incredible amount of time working on Wikipedia. Like, she was writing a ton of articles about cricket players, and she was just doing a ton of like very thankless behind the scenes tasks that admins have to do, like blocking disruptive editors. This Twitter user says she blocked over 1,000 disruptive editors. She deleted over 1,000 spammy pages. So she wasn't just doing like the fun, you know, editing what you care about, like cricket. She was like also putting in the work. At one point, another editor called Bettelbrox, Bettlebrox, discovers and publicly reveals that Lourdes is the singer Lourdes Hernandez Gonzalez. Okay.
Okay. But
Huge.
people already suspected it.
People suspected it, but it was very much like a respect thing to like not dox Lourdes. Like people suspected it, but no one was like talking about it, you know?
Yeah.
At least on like public forums. So this user or editor, Bettelbrox, doxes Lourdes, and Lourdes freaks out. She's like livid that her identity has been disclosed, and she goes after Bettelbrox. And unfortunately, I don't have the comment that Bettelbrox initially left tying Lourdes to the singer, because it was deleted. So we don't know if Bettelbrox did this like out of spite or if it was just an accident, and maybe Bettelbrox was like you and was like, well, everyone knows, you know, like.
Yeah.
But anyways, Bettelbrox doxes Lourdes. Bettelbrox apologizes, but Lourdes starts emotionally traumatizing Bettelbrox. She starts breaking rules just to get in Bettelbrox's way and like using her administrative powers to make Bettelbrox's life on Wikipedia like hell.
Oh my God.
She starts bullying new editors into voting certain ways in community decisions just to spite Bettelbrox, which is like super not allowed. Someone online described it as, this is actually on the Wikipedia page for this administrative decision, they described it as, quote, the kind of thinly veiled threat that you would expect to hear in The Godfather. And I pulled a quote from one of these threats. And this was like a situation where another editor was running for an administrator position, and users were commenting saying that they were going to object to the administration position. Mm-hmm. And Lourdes was commenting in response to their objections. She must have supported this user. And she says, because I remember having acted on your complaints at the administrator's notice board, like incident page, a few times, and on the basis of that connect and support that I gave you, I am requesting you to reconsider your stand. Like she was basically going after people and being like, I backed you up before, and so you have to vote for this editor that's like that I support. Like she was like putting her people in power.
Okay.
But there was a lot of like underlying spite being directed at Bettelbrox. I don't know if this person
No, I just
who was
don't
being
understand
elected,
how that is like against Bettelbrox.
maybe like Bettelbrox was running against this person or something.
Okay.
I'm not
or
exactly
she was just
sure.
like amassing her army, like she was putting her people.
I think it was mostly that. Or maybe, so she's directing spite at Bettelbrox, but she's also starting to like do things that are not kosher. Like, like threatening retribution if people don't like put her people in power. So Bettelbrox ends up escalating the dispute to the arbitration committee, which is basically like the Supreme Court of Wikipedia. We talked about it earlier. It's like, you know, they won't tell you how to edit a page, but they will tell you how to act as an editor.
Yeah.
And Bettelbrox said he alleges that Lourdes has engaged in egregious abuse of their administrator status during a recent request for adminship, and asks for the administrators or the Supreme Court of Wikipedia to remediate this.
Uh-huh.
So this is where things really blow up. At 12:30 a.m., like the following night, Lourdes comments an apology. Very internet community to drop something big at like 1 a.m. Then an hour later at 1:45 a.m., Lourdes drops an absolute bomb on everyone and promptly blocks themselves from the site. So I'm going to read. Basically, the bomb is that this person, Lourdes, was the same person who had been blocked from Wikipedia in 2015 for shilling a scam university that caused thousands of people to lose money. Like they had been like promoting this page on Wikipedia for a scam university, and it actually made the news because so many people like lost money because they thought it was real. So, you might be thinking, oh my gosh, this Spanish indie musician turned Wikipedian, like, had this dark past life as a Wikipedia scammer. But it actually gets crazier than that.
Okay.
I'm going to read you Lorda's full comment. Okay. So here's the midnight apology. With all regards to the community and to the ARBCom's time, let me submit, while reiterating my apologies for my actions, that I am ready to put in a request to give in my tools. I understand this would be considered to be giving in the tools under a cloud and subject to the standard conditions as per procedure. Thank you. So that's their apology.
Okay. Sure.
An hour later, I also wish to add something here that might be quite dramatic, and I know how the result would be, so here goes. I am user Wifione. Wifione is the user that got blocked for the Scam University.
Yeah.
They continue. The admin who got blocked years ago. My RL, real life identity, has nothing to do with any celebrity or anyone like that. I am not writing this to have any final laugh. It's just that I feel it appropriate to place it here specifically for Beeblebrox, who I almost emotionally traumatized over the years with the aforementioned double slight, aka pulling him around for revealing my so-called identity. It also required double doxing myself on at least one external project, namely Wikipediocracy.
Oh.
Which even placed mentions of my name in the private section to protect my identity. So, like, this person got mad at Beeblebrox for doxing them, even though it was not a true dox. And then they doxed themselves again on Wikipediocracy to, like, lend credence to the fact that that was them. And Wikipediocracy, like, believed it to the point that they put this whole thing in a private section so that they wouldn't continue to be, like, so they wouldn't be doxxed.
Oh, okay. They were like complaining in Wikipediocracy about getting doxxed and being like, I'm Lourdes.
Yeah. Yes, I am Lourdes. and Wikipediocracy was like, we got your back. We're protecting you. We love you, Lourdes. And so then she finishes, or I shouldn't even say she. I have no idea this person's pronouns. All I can say is that it has been good contributing to Wikipedia, whether as Wifione or as Lourdes. I know you guys are going to really give it to me after this statement, but well, at least it will be news for the month. Smiley face emoji.
That's so funny. What a drama queen. Or
totally.
King.
And then Lourdes blocks themselves indefinitely. They just peaced out, left Wikipedia for good.
And like nobody knows their real identity.
No. So according to there was a 2015 case about Wifione, and according to that case, they like did IP sleuthing, and the oldest known account used by this individual was created in 2006, but they've created like dozens of sock puppet like fake accounts. Mm-hmm. And all these prior accounts were later linked to this Wifione account. And that case found that Wifione was engaging in search engine optimization related to an Indian educational firm. And so they were site banned as part of the case resolution. And then this person created the Lourdes account in late 2015, so like right after the case was closed, initially under a different name. In 2016, they renamed the account. They were most active in 2016 through 2017 and ran an unsuccessful self-nominated request for adminship in early 2017. And then they did a second attempt in 2018 and they were successful. So they became an admin. And throughout their tenure, they made over 2,000 admin actions.
Wow.
So pretty
That's
crazy.
That's wild. I don't really get this person's motives with like alluding that they're Lourdes, but it's so funny because it sounds like that singer is not too famous that it's like totally unbelievable. It's so random. Like it's like probably like a lot of the other contributors were like, I don't know who that is. Like
right, but then they like found and they're like, oh, like I guess that is kind of cool. Like they look her up. This person was a Lourdes super fan. They're just doing it all to promote.
Some of the like Wikipedia contributors are like, yeah, I mean, I don't love the music, but I gotta support my friend from the Wikipedia community.
Yeah. It's wild. I mean, it's just it's such a thought out lie.
Yeah.
And And it's so funny to me that they blew it all up just because they started getting super petty at this person who didn't even dox them.
I know, like what was that for?
Maybe like the doxing could have been good because it could have, given them more like fame if that's what they wanted by impersonating this micro celebrity. But instead they were like, no, I'm about to take this person down. I'm going to make them pay.
Maybe they just wanted to like see how far they could go with their power.
Yeah, how far they could push it.
Yeah.
Pretty far.
Yeah.
So that's the story of Lourdes.
Loved it. Thanks. Okay, so there's a good amount of drama in the Wikipedia community.
For sure. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, when you have people creating these anonymous online accounts, I feel like there's some human impulse to just, like, be crazy and make yourself into this, like, nuts catfish, but...
there's gonna be people like that everywhere. Yeah.
It's also funny that this user was from India, and so in retrospect, everyone was like, we should have known when they kept creating pages about cricket players that it wasn't the Spanish pop star.
Yeah, that is a good clue.
So what did we learn about Wikipedia? I think it's a very honorable community to be a part of, as long as you don't take your power to dark, destructive ends and engage in cattiness on the internet, protecting your pages. But I applaud Wikipedia contributors.
Me too.
They are like they hold the pen.
I'm a fan. I honestly, like, when I was trying to do research for this podcast, I ended up just getting sucked into Wikipedia holes and, like, reading articles, so...
Their work is very compelling.
Their work is very compelling. I appreciate all of you Wikipedia contributors.
Yeah, much love to all the Wikipedia contributors out there, and we're excited to join your ranks in a casual way.
All right. Bye.